meet everyone, Neve here with Rainbow Cauldron, and this is your weekly general reading for April 8th through the 14th, 2018. Alright, so if you're new to these videos, what I normally do is I draw one card from an oracle deck, which will represent the general theme of the week, something to think about, and then I draw 3 cards from a tarot deck, and those represent the general flow of energy throughout the week. Now, this month, and I also used these decks last month. Normally I switch up each month, but I kept with the same ones for these 2 months. This is the Book of Shadows Tarot, and it is a 2-deck system. Where the first deck is more spiritual nature, and the second deck, this is the As Above deck, and the second deck is the So Below deck, and it has more earthly imagery and more of an earthly vibe. So while both of these are technically tarot decks, I am using the As Above deck for my oracle deck this month while I use these paired decks. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so our first card, the general theme of the week, is the 3 of Water. So in this deck, the suits are changed to their elements. So the 3 of Water is actually the 3 of Cups. And so in the normal, the typical imagery for the 3 of Cups, we see 3 women, and there's a strong, and they all have cups, and they're dancing around, and there's a general sense of friendship and camaraderie. And we see a similar imagery here. We do just have 1 woman, but we do have 3 birds, and there's just a general sense of happiness. The 3 of Water, or the 3 of Cups, represents creation, fertility, and an overall general happy time of plenty and friendship, and just gathering in friendship, a real sense of creation and setting forth something, and having a positive energy around you. So that's a great card to start off this week. Let's see what the tarot cards say. All right, so we have the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the Knave of Swords. Okay, so this is pretty interesting because we have essentially cups, pentacles, wands, swords. So we've got a real mix of energies here. Lots of energies coming together, and that's a lot of what the 3 of Water represents, is a sort of coming together of friendship, bringing energies together, and we're really seeing all 4 suits here and coming together. So that's great to see. Another thing that I noticed right off the bat is that these 3 cards, the fiery color of orange is really sticking out, and really binding these 3 cards together. We got her fiery red hair here with the orange outfits of the gnomes. This has a very intense orange and red hue to it, lots of fiery energy and literal fire. And then the swords card here, obviously we've got this big orange and red kite, and this orange flower trail for the tail for the kite. So there's a lot of fiery energies, a lot of energy. We've got all 4 energies coming together, and there's a sense of passion behind this. So with the 4 of Pentacles, however, the 4 of Pentacles, the typical imagery is a man guarding his possessions and really guarding what he owns, and really bringing it in, relaxing and planning and gathering resources. And this imagery I feel like it has less to do with protecting what we have and more about the gathering of resources, really bringing in what we have, looking it over, and setting forth a plan. And that is the imagery that I get from here. And then with the Nine of Pentacles, it's also about gathering, but more specific about gathering courage and standing up for something and being watchful. And the typical imagery of the Nine of Wands has a man standing there with all the wands behind him, and he's holding a wand, and he looks very watchful. He's resilient, and this card to me has it is about putting forth. She's like doing a protection spell is what I get from this imagery here. She's starting a protection spell, maybe something having to do with courage. And so it's more about gathering the courage and that sort of resilience. So both of these cards have a lot to do with gathering. This has to do with gathering tools, like very mundane, practical gathering, whereas this gathering is more about a gathering of spirit, a gathering of courage. And finally, we have the Knave of Swords here, also known as the Page of Swords. So this card has a lot to do with experimentation and curiosity in general. The Knave of Swords is we're gathering these resources, these courage, and now we're experimenting with them. We're putting that forward. We're testing what we have here, and it's a very communicative card, a vocal card. So we're speaking our mind. We're testing the waters, but in general, like all of these women in these cards are, in general, happy or at least confident in what they're doing. So we're stepping forth confidently after we've gathered our resources, gathered our courage. We're testing the waters, and we're speaking to those around us. We're being communicative, and so that is what I'm seeing this week, a sort of gathering of energies and coming together, a friendship and testing the waters. And so I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Blessed be. Bye.